if you're not all in, then you shouldn't get married.
Yeah. That's why we are against prenups, is because we're against not learning enough to figure out enough to be able to make a marriage successful.
Right.
So you shouldn't have that safety net. That's not really a good safety net.
We're back, but guess what else is back? Love is Blind.
Yeah. Yeah.
We haven't watched any of the episodes that came out today, but...
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Where are we at right now?
I mean, at this time, like it's already
That's true.
People know, so because we're recording in the
Future.
yes,
But in the past, but it will be the future.
it'll be the future. Yes, for the future. We're recording for the future.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess we could speculate who we think is going to make it because we've talked a little bit about that, I guess.
This is what, season 7 or 8, or I don't know.
I don't know, actually.
But, yeah.
But I felt like there was only one that I thought was going to make it. Do you remember who you thought?
I don't remember. I never remember names.
That's okay. I can try. So there's Sarah and Ben, which last we saw there was something on TikTok.
Right. The issue
that he like blocked that girl.
Yeah, yeah. And the issue with them is going to be that she asked him about Black Lives Matter and all kinds of stuff, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm willing." So like, that's going to become an issue.
Well, I think the issue is he doesn't have a straightforward answer. He's very like mysterious with all his answers.
Right.
And then now there's this drama with some girl bringing up stuff, which could be just some girl stirring up drama, or it could be legitimate.
Yeah.
So, like with him already being kind of like more aloof in general, then like you don't really know where he stands on anything, or if he was involved in this or if he wasn't, or is there a side of him that she hasn't seen? I mean, they've just met each other, really.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's a bad matchup though, because like her thing, like even obviously there's something going on with what he's done, but even her handling of it is she's very non-accepting of people, but prides herself in acceptance, right? So because if you don't agree 100% with what I'm saying is the moralistic right, then you're not just, I'm not just don't want to have anything to do with you, you're trash. Like I there's, but it's the same thing when she was handling this issue, right? Because the TikTok thing came up and she's like, it's basically like, okay, I don't even want to like hear what you have to say about it. Like I've already made my mind, and at least that's what I'm picking up.
Yeah.
It's a very like antagonistic type of viewpoint of.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're with me or against me sort of thing.
Yeah, so. That's what I was trying to, exactly. So.
Then there's Dave and Lauren, which is the guy who's very like stuck on, she was with some guy before she went on the show.
Yeah. And he got her, like she became infatuated with him because the first thing he said to her was, "You're
old" or something.
Yeah, he like you can't, or you must.
What's wrong with you? Like,
thinks she must not be as good looking because she's old or whatever. Some kind of like, and so then she's been seeking his validation since then. So
I don't think they're gonna make it at all. Like, I feel like he's looking for reasons to like try to look like the good person for ending things with her. Like he's trying to hold on to something where he could be like, see, like she was with somebody else. That's why I don't want to be with her, when really he hasn't really seemed interested in her.
And
from the beginning.
Yeah, but she did screw up with the way that she was like with someone else before going on a like find your soulmate and marry them,
Yeah, I get that too.
Thing.
But like we also talked about, like, I feel like it's very hard to find out who's genuine with this process anymore. Because I think it's more all about getting on TV for a lot of them. So,
but if you're serious about it, then you should definitely be
she shouldn't have handled it that way.
Right?
Yeah,
exactly.
I agree.
So,
then there's Devin and Virginia.
Oh yeah, you're good with the names.
I don't think they're gonna make it either. The prenup scared him.
Oh yeah, because
I don't blame
wants
him.
a prenup. She wants a prenup.
Yeah, she wants a prenup.
Yeah.
Because she like I mean, she put it all out there. Props for her for being transparent. Like, she wasn't trying to hide it. She's like, I'm trying to be a millionaire and I'm going to get a prenup. Like, she blatantly told him that, like, she wants to keep her stuff if something were to happen. But at the same time, that's not really getting all in to the marriage, which I get in their perspective. They just met this person. Like, they don't really know the person. So I get where that is more attractive.
Sure, but
like, if
can't be.
You're not all in, then you shouldn't get married.
Yeah, and he's not very masculine because he is letting her control that narrative and even explaining to his family why a prenup. I guess today it just makes sense, and instead of actually having a stand, so she's filling in the gap of leadership.
Well, I feel like a lot of, especially like people who make prenups and things like that, the lawyers that do all that, they're also perpetuating the narrative of like, it's just what you do in 2025, like protect yourself. But it's like, why are you getting married from someone or with someone you need to protect yourself from?
And it is good advice, right? So like if someone were to say, do you think it makes sense? Like if I know nothing about them and they and the guy's telling me, do you think it makes sense to get a prenup? Like, I would say, yeah, absolutely. 100% you should definitely do it logically, right? But I'm 100% against it. Why? So, and what do I mean? So what I mean is that based on the statistics, based on knowing what we know about relationships and marriages and knowing what people don't know about them and how likely they are to actually probably get a divorce, you should get a prenup. But you should probably just not get married. Like, that's why we are against prenups, is because
if you're that
we're against,
unsure.
we're against like not learning enough to figure out enough to be able to make a marriage successful.
Right.
So it's not, you shouldn't have that safety net. That's not really a good safety net. So it's like, from everything, if you're just a normal dude and you're just a normal chick and you guys are getting married, you're probably going to get a divorce. Like, we know it statistically. It's a bad bet for you, man. Like, guys are like, oh, it's a bad bet. Marriage is a bad bet for a man. Yeah, you're right. It is. It is a bad bet. Like, you're probably going to lose a lot of stuff. Even if you have prenup, you're still going to lose a lot of stuff, and you're probably not going to see your kids when when you do get a divorce. Like, you're probably going to have all kinds of problems. That's true. Like, it's proven out statistically, but you can overcome those statistics if you become intelligent in a relationship and learn how to be a man and be masculine, and the woman learns and you build that kind of, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like it also makes it easier for people to not work through things. It's a very easy way out, especially if it's like, you take what you came in with and I take what I came in with. And then if we make stuff, we split it. Like, that just makes it easier for people to not do the work and work through the hard things, and kind of keeps everybody in a place where they're not going to really grow the most that they could and that they probably should. So it just makes it too convenient for divorce, which then perpetuates the divorce rates, which then, ties in all this stuff. Because what's the real issue? Is it that the divorce rate is high, or is it that men lose half their stuff? Because getting a prenup is just going to make it easier for people to get a divorce. So that's going to make the divorce rate even higher, because now people are going to be like, oh, well, no harm, no foul, really. I just picked the wrong person or whatever. But really, like, nobody's perfect.
Well, and it's it's funny. I was just talking about this to someone about, it's fixing the symptom, not the disease or the problem. So it's a Band-Aid. So if you're like, oh, I'm afraid I'm going to lose half my stuff. Well, here you go. Here's a Band-Aid. Now you won't lose half your stuff. But the question is, why are you afraid that? Like, why do marriages fall apart? That's the, like, okay, so you don't lose half your stuff, but your heart is still fucking ripped out, and you still don't get to see your kids or whatever it is. Like, whatever. You still went through all this trauma and have created this this huge trauma in your life and other people's lives.
Right.
So, but you didn't lose half your stuff. Okay. Like, that's the Band-Aid. It doesn't solve the core problem. And it gives you a false sense of security, because you're like, okay, well, now I have this prenup. Now I'm not going to lose half my, so nothing bad can happen to me.
Right.
So I'm okay with going forward with this now. Like, the worst thing is not going to be you losing half of your stuff. That's the least thing you should be concerned about. The worst thing is going to be all the other things that are going to happen to you in the process of having your lives joined and then ripped apart,
Right.
and your children and their families and all of that stuff. That's the thing you should be concerned about. And the prenup doesn't in any way fix that or protect you against that. So that's what. There. Now I have my real reason why I'm against the prenup.
There you go.
Because people keep on asking me. There you go. I just keep on adding to it. But I think that one is my smoking gun. Yeah, you can't argue with that.